Okay, beautiful souls. I can't wait to dig into today's topic. We're going to be talking about the number one mistake that business owners are making in their businesses that are causing them to lose money and burn out in everything that they're creating. And I am so grateful to channel this through for you. I've asked myself to be a conduit for the messages that your soul most desires to receive today. And it's really important that if you are guided here, there's a message and there's magic in this episode here for you, specifically for you. So tune in, listen all the way to the end, because I guarantee there's going to be a golden nugget here that your soul was magnetized to this episode for. So the number one mistake that I myself have made, that I see people making all the time, is we are investing in mentors and coaches that are at the level of success that we desire. And we are then taking their advice, utilizing it, and it's not translating in the way that we desire for it to translate. Now, let me kind of break this down, because essentially what we're doing is we are tapping into someone else's energetic blueprint for their business. We're saying, well, that equates to success. So I need to take that energetic blueprint and put it on top of my own, because that is, quote unquote, the only way to be successful. And so I'm trying to force this energetic blueprint onto me and then call it my own business or call it success, when the energy isn't dancing the way that I want it to dance. It's not feeling seamless. It's not feeling flowy. It's feeling really heavy. And I'm wondering, well, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not successful? What's wrong with me? And there is nothing wrong with you. You are taking someone else's way of doing business and you're trying to force it to fit with you. And this is something that I take such a powerful stand for, is the most powerful mentors, coaches, are people that are going to ask you to get intuitive about how did your soul come here uniquely to build the thing that you came here to build. Now, yes, are there certain tactics and ways of doing things that we can tune into our mentors and coaches for? Absolutely. That is why I've hired my mentors. That is why I've hired my coaches. But the best mentors are the ones that will not only, yes, give you some guidance around those things, but they're going to ask you to look deeper within yourself to say, how do you want to build it? What's most in alignment with you? And so the thing that I use this really tactical example, and this isn't how usually people lean into it, but the tactical example that I use to kind of illustrate this picture is, you've hired a coach that's making the amount of money that you desire to make. And they are a night owl. So they're taking all of their calls at night. And that's how they're making the amount of money that they want to make, because their energy is in alignment with nighttime. That's when they come most alive. That's when they're most ready to serve. They've got the vitality. So you, as a morning person, have now scheduled all of your calls at 8, 9, 10 p.m. And 8 p.m. rolls around and you're like, why don't I have the energy to serve and show up for my business? And it's because you've taken someone else's energetic blueprint and you've now placed it on your energetic blueprint and said, this is success. Calls at 8 p.m. and after. Now, that is one way to success, but that is not your energetic blueprint's way to success. And so it's so important that we start to really tune into, how does my intuition desire to build? How does my intuition desire to build? I want to build this business, which is essentially an entity outside of myself that should have my energetic blueprint all over it, so that it's magnetizing people in that are in alignment with me. Now, if I'm consistently hiring other people and I'm taking the way that they do it and saying, well, that's the only way to make success, so I add that in there, and then I'm using ChatGPT to write my copy, or I'm hiring a copywriter, or I'm hiring this person to do that. Now I've outsourced everything and none of it really has my energetic blueprint on it. And I'm wondering why I'm magnetizing in clients that aren't in alignment, or why I'm not magnetizing in anyone. It's because you've lost your own energetic blueprint throughout the entire experience of outsourcing. You've essentially outsourced your power. You've essentially outsourced your intuition, and you've built something that should have all of your energetic blueprint plus things that are in alignment with you, cherry picking the things that feel good and implanting them into the thing that is essentially 99.9% you. And it's confusing people because they're essentially dancing with this energetic entity that you've created that's your business, and they're like, I'm kind of feeling this way, and I'm kind of feeling that way, and I'm kind of feeling this way, and now I'm kind of feeling that way. And I'm feeling a little uneasy because I don't actually understand what's happening here. So I'm not going to purchase because I'm not really understanding the brand voice. I'm not really understanding, how this will really serve me. I'm not really understanding how this correlates to the person that I'm now talking to on a sales call. And so it really should start from the very top all the way down to the very bottom of the funnel, should feel like you. And so if you have hired someone that's telling you there's only one right or wrong way to do it, please fire that person or please discontinue working with that person. Or if you're looking to hire someone, please hire someone that will not only, yes, guide you into one way of doing things, but that will ask you powerful questions to help you understand how does my unique soul blueprint desire to build this thing? Because I'm the one who's ultimately showing up for it day in and day out. And if I'm building someone else's business, I might not have the vitality to show up and serve the way that I know my heart and soul desires to. So I hear this all the time. I heard this on a call that I was just on right before this, which inspired me to record this episode, which was someone was saying, okay, I feel like I should be hiring this coach because the window is closing in 4 days. And I feel like I should, but there's some heavy energy around it. And I kind of feel like if she looks at my copy, because I'm a good student, she's going to look at it, give me feedback, and then I'm going to feel like I need to do it that way because she's got all these followers, but it's not going to feel like me. Perfect. Your intuition is speaking to you. She built her business because it's in alignment with her soul. That's why it's working for her. Now, that doesn't mean that the way that she does it is the way that it should work for everyone. That means that the way that she's done it works for her because it's hers. And so the person that you hire should really be inviting you into a deeper level of yours, right? What is that deeper level of yours? So the way that this translates, let's talk about even just content for a second. When we think about creating content, it's a way that our brand is speaking to someone. When I think about creating content, I hear people talking all the time about how we need to be creating, posts, we need to be creating carousels, we need to be creating face to camera, we need to have it diversified, we need to have this, that, and the other. There's all these effing rules around content. I say throw all of that to the wayside and follow the thing that lights you the F up, right? Because ultimately, what you're doing now is people are experiencing the thing that lights you up the most. That is a felt sensation. That is what has people lean in, and that is what has people want to take a next step with you. So whether that is you love to copywrite, right? So you love to just tune in and to write beautiful words and for almost like poetry, right? Like the way that your expression feels most self-expressed is through written word. Lean into that because I can feel that when I know that when I'm reading someone's brand post, I am positive that that is someone that person wrote it. Like I can feel it when I'm reading it. And there's certain people that as I'm reading it, I'm like, this was 1000% something that she wrote. She literally sat there and wrote it herself. And that feels so good. I can tell that this is that person that wrote it, right? Versus someone who's like, oh, I feel like I need to do a written post. So I'm going to use ChatGPT and I'm going to see what pops out. Now, don't get me wrong. I love ChatGPT. We'll get to that in a second. But if they're just inputting that and it feels heavy, like they have to do the thing, that's also a felt sensation. I can tell when someone is having to do something versus they've poured their whole heart and soul into it. I feel completely different when I'm reading someone's post when their heart and soul is in it than when someone feels like they have to do it. Now, both of these people may be using ChatGPT because it's an incredible tool that helps us hone in on our own brand voice and helps us, especially if let's say you're a generator, you like to have things to react to. So when ChatGPT is starting to spit out different ways of saying things, you can take that and say, I like the way that they put that together. Now let me shift it and make it my own, right? It's a beautiful jumping off point, but ultimately it still needs to feel like it's in alignment with you. So if you've just outsourced it all together because you just don't care about doing it and you just feel like you have to, that energy is stamped all over the content. People are feeling that on a subconscious level, whether or not they're consciously aware of it or not. We're so much more energetically in tune that we all give ourselves credit for, but we can feel it, right? Same goes with face to camera. If someone is like, I can't wait to just do face to camera, it's easy. I can get it one and done. I don't have to edit it. Like, I don't have to really think about it. It's just me channeling the message through. It feels really good. God wants to move through me right now. I want to just get the message out there without feeling like the words have to be perfect. That's a felt sensation when someone is starting to lean into someone just channeling and they're like, I can tell her whole heart and soul is into this and this is God moving through her. Wow. She didn't waste any time. She just went into it, right? That's a felt sensation versus someone whose coach said, you need to do more face to camera. So they're doing face to camera and you can tell that they absolutely hate it, that they would rather be doing anything else than face to camera, that they're just like forced into it. They're not feeling confident. They don't want to do it. My invitation to that person is take a look at what you want to do and start to double down on that. Everything in your business gets to feel lighter because when you feel lighter, you're attracting in even more people into your space that are saying yes and that are in alignment with you because their energy is lighter, because you're at a higher frequency, you're magnetizing them in, and all of a sudden, you have now brought in someone that feels like they're a soul aligned client and vice versa because you've been so authentically you. You've been showing up authentically. That's magnetizing them in. And they're saying yes because they already kind of know what they're dancing with because they've gotten a real piece of you outside of you, right? Through your brand, through your messaging, through the entity that is your business. And then they meet you and there's congruency. They're like, oh, I feel like I already know her. Now I'm on a call with her. I'm on a sales call with her. And I feel like I already know her because I feel like I've known her from her posts or the way that she did talk to camera, the way that she's written beautiful words. It feels so good to connect with this person, right? And so my invitation to you is when you're building a business, build it in alignment with your soul so that you have the vitality to grow and scale it the way that your soul desires to, because you came here to build something that is completely unique to you. Now, we can tune in and say, hey, how did you do that thing? The person that's doing the thing really well. And then we're meant to say, what of that aligns with me and what of that does not? And what of that do I want to shift so that it is in alignment with me? Right? So people are giving us information. We're not meant to take it and copy and paste it unless it feels 100% in alignment with us. We're meant to say, okay, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take a look at this and I'm going to say, what if this feels light? I'm going to follow that piece. What if this feels heavy? I'm going to release that piece. And what if this is kind of in the middle? Can I take it and make it my own? And then does it feel light or does it still feel heavy? Right? If it feels light, follow that. Follow your path of highest excitement because ultimately you're raising your vibration and the people that are magnetized in are at a higher frequency and they're ready to say yes, right? Versus when we are taking things because we feel like we have to, we should do it this way, and it just feels heavy all the way around. And ultimately, our energy is heavier. We're attracting in a higher or a lower vibrational frequency of a person on a sales call. They're either not saying yes or they're saying yes, and then the relationship feels really heavy, right? Maybe the client becomes really needy, right? Or the client we recognize it's not in alignment overall. So this is the beauty of energetics within our business and the importance of us starting to really tune into what is my path of highest excitement and how can I start to honor that more and more and more. So something that I want to give to you that kind of goes along this line is this transform your to-do list. Now, it's not a way of saying, let me add more to-dos to it. This is a way of you getting in alignment with the things, the tasks that you're doing every day from an energetic perspective. I want you to start to tune into, is this really in alignment with my soul or is this task something that I can shift? And I guide you into that process of how can I shift my day-to-day tasks such that it raises my vibration every single day. And now I'm magnetizing in more and more of what it is that I actually desire. Because we're meant to feel lighter during the day. We're meant to feel like we're at this higher frequency so that the thing that we most desire can magnetize into us with so much more ease. But it starts at even that granular level of like, what am I doing every day that's either in alignment or completely out of alignment? And how can I shift the things that are out of alignment? This exercise is something that I channeled when I was living out of alignment in many areas of my life, but living in alignment in a few areas of my life, right? Like I channeled this exercise in actually when I was working in corporate and I was doing this as a passion project, and then I had a baby, and I was like, something's got to give, and it's feeling like my sanity because I have no time left. So how am I gonna show up in all the things that I'm doing right now? And so I channeled this incredible exercise in, which basically lightened the load of what I was currently doing, and my energy felt so much higher. All of a sudden, corporate felt easier. All of a sudden, I manifested more time to start to build my passion project, and all of a sudden, I had more energy to devote to my child and to my relationship and to my friendships. And all of a sudden, everything was working better because I started to really recognize my to-dos as energy. So this beautiful exercise is something that I dropped down. I dropped a link for you down in the show notes. So I 10 out of 10 recommend download that, because what it's going to do is it's going to completely shift your day from an energetic perspective. And this microcosm of what you're doing here is going to translate into every area of your life. When we start to lighten the load of what we're doing on a daily basis, all of a sudden our life feels lighter. We're magnetizing in more and more of what we want, and it becomes so much easier and more in flow to magnetize in what we define success as at the moment. So it's directly correlated to our next level version of success. So this is the thing that I witness in so many people, so many of my friends, so many of my clients that have hired people before me that have said, wow, I wish I had saved hundreds and thousands of dollars of where I invested before and had hired someone that actually guided me into my own energetic blueprint. How did my soul come here uniquely to build? That yes, they gave me some great advice on how they built it, but ultimately what they're doing, what I'm doing with my clients is I'm guiding them into how did your soul come here to uniquely build the thing that your soul most desires to build? What does that look like? And deepening into that and then healing the things that are in the way of actually building it. That's the joy and the beauty of the space that I create is not only are we building it in alignment with your soul, but when we get the intuitive ping to run, there's got to be little roadblocks in the way, like our ego that says, if you build it, will they come? Who are you to build that thing? These are just beautiful things that we're being guided into breaking through. When we hit the wall, it's not there to stop us. It's here to help us break through the thing that has been holding us there for this entire lifetime so far. So when we hit the wall, it is an invitation to break through it versus stop. So that's the beauty of the space. So 10 out of 10, I could not recommend this more. If something feels heavy, do not invest in it. If something is feeling like there's only one right or wrong way to do it, question it and start to really learn how to tap into your intuition. Your intuition and your body do not lie. And this is the next level version of business. This is your 5D version of your business versus your 3D version of business. You're stepping into this fifth dimensional version of business, which basically just means this higher dimensional frequency where you're building in alignment with your soul. There's ease, there's joy, there's flow. And all of a sudden the money is coming in with ease and joy and flow. Versus there are rules, right or wrong, must do it this way. This is the only way for success. There is an infinite amount of ways to create success, right? It's all about what do we believe in and what gives me energy to show up and serve the way that my heart and soul desires to. Because a lot of times we will believe, okay, if I take what they do and I try it on, it will get me success. And then sometimes it does get a success, but it feels heavy. We're burned out because we've built someone else's business, right? Or sometimes we've taken a strategy and we're like, all right, I'll put it into action because you tell me to. We don't really believe in it because it feels heavy from the get-go and it doesn't work. We've now tried on a strategy that's making someone else the money that we desire to make, but it's not working for us. And we make ourselves wrong. We're like, why did I do it wrong? I suck. I'm the worst. I don't know what I'm doing. I should just quit. I should do this instead. No, all this is telling you is that energetic way of building is not in alignment with your soul. If it felt heavy from the beginning, it just simply means it's not yours. It's not right. It's not wrong. It just isn't yours. We feel this when we date people, right? When we go on a first date and we're like, okay, this person's beautiful on paper, but like, I don't want to make out with them, or I just don't feel magnetized to them, or it just doesn't feel right for me. We can feel that so clearly. And instead of saying this person is right or wrong, this person just simply is not our person. So the invitation is to say, throw them back into the wild, let them find their person and let yourself find your person. Similar with business coaches, right? Throw them back into the wild, let them find their people so that you can find your people, the people that are going to invite you and ignite you into building your fifth dimensional brand, the one that is most in alignment with your soul, the one that you feel so much excitement to show up as. Not the one that says, oh, I have to work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, because that's the way corporate told me to do it. The one that says, where is my energy most optimized? How can I best serve my clients? What lights me up the most? What can I delegate? What can I start to actually throw away altogether? What new offer can I bring to the table that lights me up that I can't wait to talk about and I can't wait to do face to camera? Because that's the way that I enjoy talking to people most, is one-on-one, in person, right? Or maybe I just want to write about it because that's the way I feel most in alignment with my soul. Either way, all of this is not right or wrong. It's the thing that lights you up the most. Continue to follow the path of highest excitement, because what is happening, God's source universe and your soul is opening you up to more and more of your authentic truth. And the more authentic that we are vibrating, the higher our frequency is, the more we're magnetizing in the people that are most meant to work with us, the more people are saying yes, the higher our sales are, the more that we're making the money that we desire to make, the more we're able to say yes to the things that are in alignment with our soul, the more we can send the kids to the schools that we want. Do you see the chain reaction that is happening? So this is the beauty of us starting to really tune into, how does my soul most desire to build the thing that I came here to build? Hire the person that is in alignment with guiding you deeper and deeper and deeper into yourself, so that you have the vitality to, again, show up and build and scale and live in alignment with the thing that you've built, which is your business, which is an energetic entity that is meant to be a reflection of self. It's your work. It is God's work that is moving through you. How does God uniquely desire to move through you based on your unique blueprint? That will be different than the way that your coach's unique blueprint is. How does God desire to move through them? Differently, because they have a different unique blueprint. So to take that blueprint and then try to size it onto yours and say, what's wrong with me, is such a disservice to you and your uniqueness. And I'm telling you, I went down this path so many times where I said, what is wrong with me? Why am I doing this? Like, I must be bad at this. I'm not good enough. I must have all these blocks in the way. No, it's just not in alignment with you. It's kind of like saying I'm terrible at relationships just because you haven't magnetized in your soulmate yet. Maybe you've just dated people that aren't in alignment with you. And so instead of forcing it, making it work, marrying the person, having children with them, right? Instead saying, I'm going to hold space for my soulmate. I'm going to work on me. I'm going to become the highest vibrational version of me because that feels good. And then I'll magnetize in that highest vibrational version of my soulmate. And then all of a sudden the relationship becomes easy, because now I'm doing an energetic dance that's authentic to me. Now I'm trying on something that feels good to me, right? It is an energetic dance. And so when something feels heavy, it just means put it down. It's not yours. But when something feels light, dance with it. Feel free with it. Flow with it. See where it takes you. And then other people want to dance with that energy, and they want to lean in, and they want to, shift and move and flow with you as well. So that is my deepest invitation to you, is start to learn how to tune into your intuition, build your business in alignment with your soul, and build your day in alignment with your soul. So that's why 10 out of 10 could not recommend more that you drop into that Transform Your To-Do List link below. It's so powerful. It is going to energetically shift your entire day and going to allow you to really step into this next level version of you, from your day to day all the way into this highest vibrational frequency of you. So, wow. That is something that I feel so powered up about. I cannot wait to see how this starts to translate into your day to day. This is your permission slip. This is your permission to be 110% you. Be you when you're building the entity called your business that is a representation of you. Instead of this beautiful conglomerate of like everyone else's input that you don't even really align with. And then you're stuck having to build it and scale it and maintain it. And you're like, why the F does this feel so heavy? I don't want to do this anymore. It's because it's not in alignment with you. Instead, start to take out the things that don't feel good and start to really amplify in the things that do feel good. And all of a sudden, you're going to want to build and scale this and show up for this in a brand new way, like you would a soulmate. All of a sudden, you're going to be like, oh, this feels so juicy. I cannot wait to show up for my business in this way. Of course, I'll work at this random hour because it feels good. I want to. There are no rules in business. So the number one mistake that I see people make when they're building their own business is they think that there are right or wrong ways of doing it, and that there are rules that they have to follow to make success happen for them. No, not at all. You are meant to build this business in alignment with your soul. The reason it feels like it's in alignment is because it was the way that God intended for your unique energetic blueprint to build something for humanity. So instead, please do not do this disservice of watering down the thing that you came here to allow God to move through you with by taking everyone else's advice. Allow yourself to be the most potent version of yourself, the most authentic version of yourself. That note that you're playing, that unique note in the symphony of life, creates the harmony that we all love to lean into. So when you are not playing that unique note that is so unique to you, but instead you're watering it down and kind of playing this one and kind of playing that one and kind of playing this one, all of a sudden it's like disharmony. And we're not hearing the beauty that we could be leaning into in the symphony of life. Like, play your unique note. It creates harmony in the world and allows other people to be magnetized into that beautiful soul-aligned note that they desire to dance with, that they want to lean into. So with that, I am sending you so much light and love. I love you so much. Be you. Lean into the thing that lights your soul up. I cannot wait to see you fully self-expressed, fully self-actualized in this lifetime. Allow this to be the lifetime that you fully say yes to you. You fully say yes to all the wild ideas that come to you that feel so out of left field. Say yes to yourself and heal all the things that tell you that you can't. This is the secret sauce. Say yes to the things that light you up and heal all the things that tell you that you can't. This is exactly why I do the things that I do with my client. This is the secret sauce. Every single one of my clients that I lean into, this is the secret sauce. Build it in alignment with you, heal everything that tells you you can't. And that's it. It's that freaking simple. So I love you from the depths of my soul. If you loved this episode, please give us that 5-star review. I can't tell you how much it helps the podcast expand. And I want everyone in the world to hear this message. I want everyone to be their fullest self-expression, fullest expression of themselves. I want everyone to feel that freedom to say yes to the thing that uniquely lights them up. Yes to the thing that makes them different. Yes to not being a cookie cutter version of another person. So if you want to be fully expressed and you want your friends to be fully expressed and you want them to fully lean into the most beautiful expression of themselves, give us that review so that more people can find us and share this episode with them so that they can hear this, so that they can get the inspiration to say, yeah, what lights me up does fucking matter. I am going to lean into that. Yeah, it is lighting me up for a reason. And if no one else gets it, and it still lights me up, that's how I know it is 100% mine. It's not my mother's, it's not my sister's, it's not my partner's, it's not my best friend's. If it lights me the F up and no one else gets it, that's how I know that it is 100% me, and God's source universe chose me to channel that through and gift that back into humanity. So follow that. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I hope that this lit the fire under your ass to go after the thing that lights you the most up. Because I'll tell you what, that spark is the thing that is going to make the most beautiful, incredible flame in this world, that is going to light up all of the things that then carve the path for other people to walk through a lit up path that you have then carved the way for them through. So be the light, be the flame, allow yourself to be fully seen, allow yourself to fully actualize in this lifetime. I love you from the depths of my soul, and I cannot wait to see how you start to activate everything that God's source universe wants to move through you. And I can't wait to see what happens when you say yes, like a full body F yes. Okay, I love you so much, and I will talk to you here soon. Mwah.